Hey YouTube, Chris from hockeytutorial.com here. Today we're going to be reviewing the Nike Bauer Supreme 195s. The first part of the review I'd like to start off with is the footbed the Bauer incorporated on the skate. It features a nice heel support there. As you can see, it's slightly indented where your heel sits in, if you can see that on the camera. That gives you a really comfortable close fit, and it means that the footbed doesn't move around while you're skating around in this, which gives you a high level of energy transfer. They've also included a slightly different material on the base of these footbeds, which just rests inside the skate a bit more comfortably, and also just strengthens the footbed a bit more, so it's a lot more durable over time. If you look at the shape of these skates, they do stick out around the sides over here quite a bit, but once you break them in a bit more, or get them heat fitted, they will wrap round to the shape of your foot, giving you a much closer and more comfortable fit. The next part of the review I'm going to cover is just the inside materials for this skate. As we said earlier on, the gel inside these skates is heat moldable, so you can get these heat fitted. Keeping in mind, heat fitting your skates only shaves off the amount of time that it takes to break them in. And again, these do have the hydrophobic foot liner, which helps with moisture management, keeping your feet dry and comfortable inside the skate at all times. So just taking a further look at these skates, these are a heat moldable pair of skates. Taking a look at some of the Vapor range compared to the Supreme range, the Supreme range offers you a slightly wider fit, which means that a much bigger population of skaters will be able to adapt to these skates rather than the Vapor range. The Vapor range are more intended for people with quite thin or narrow feet, whereas these skates fit a much broader range of people, which I thought was a really nice feature to have included on these skates. They also feature a white felt tongue with a lace bite bar. You can just see the white felt over there. They've again shaved a lot of weight off of this compared to some of the other previous skates, which again improves the overall performance of it. It does feature a very good lace bite bar there, so you don't have to worry about lace bite with this. It's also been coated with a fabric mesh over there, which helps to fend off things like puck shots, stray puck shots, or stick shots that you might get while you're playing hockey, which again is a really nice feature that they've included there. The heel support, the tendon guard over here, again is a really hard one. That's one of the things I've always liked about the Bauer Supreme range. They give you really good, really hard heel protection at the back there, so you don't have to worry about the skate deteriorating over time, which means that these skates will last a very long time. As we said, it features the white felt tongue, which is also cut to the shape of your foot, so after using these skates for a while, this will wrap around your foot. If you can take a look at it from the top over there, you can see that it arches round to kind of support your foot a bit better, which will fit in there really well, reducing the overall amount of empty space in there. You want a minimal amount of empty space inside the skate, which gives you a good level of energy transfer while you're skating, alongside with having a good composite. In this case, these ones have a full composite, which is really good. As we said earlier on, with the Surlyn outer coating over here for the skate, it's a really good material to have. Some of the other skates that have cloth or synthetic materials on the outside of the skate build up water and ice, which means the overall weight of the skate increases the more time that you're on the ice, because it picks up a build-up of water. These skates don't have that, so it means that the weight is kept off, and it's also very durable, so they'll last a long time in comparison to some of the other skates on the market over there. This boot also features the Anatomical Toe Cap. If you take a closer look at the toe cap, you can see that it's a lot more cut to the shape of your toes, starting with the biggest over here, moving down to the smallest as it goes down the skate, which means that you get a much closer and much more comfortable fit. You need to keep in mind with the toe caps, when you get a pair of skates, you want your feet, as you put the skates onto, or your toes, just to be brushing up against the end of the toe cap. And once you kick back and break the skates in a little bit more, it'll fit you a lot better, but that's the kind of fit that you want, and these achieve that very well, I thought. One of the things that's important to mention about this skate, it's been designed for very strong and powerful skaters. They've slightly increased the length of the blade that you might notice in comparison to some of the other Bauer models, or even some of the other skates out there. That means that you get a lot more power out of every stride that you take with these skates. These skates feature a Lightspeed 2.1 blade. As we said, the blade's a little bit longer than your traditional Bauer skates, which means that you generate a lot more power per stride. As we said, these skates are designed for your higher end powerful skaters. With these, with the steel that's been used here, we said it's a 2.1 stainless, which is a high quality blade. Again, stainless steel, which means that you don't get any rust build-up after using these skates, and they last a much longer time. The holder that's been used on these is a 2.0 holder, which is pretty much the same holder that they've used throughout the Bauer range. Now if we just come to the bottom of the skate, they've used a full composite with these skates, which means that you get an excellent level of energy transfer, very rigid, very stiff and strong, which is what you want the base of the skate to be. It also features a Surlyn material which has been encased around the outer casing of this skate. You can see that what Bauer have done with this skate that I really like is that they've kept it to a minimum with the design of it. These skates are more designed for your higher end hockey players rather than focusing on cosmetics and logos and things like that. So we said this is a higher end material that they've used over here, which is a Surlyn base, which is the same material that you'll find on a golf ball. If we just take a look at the overall shape of it, you can see that it's really anatomical. It takes the shape to your foot even before it's been heat molded. You can see that that is well shaped. If you put your foot against that, you can see it's almost the exact same shape as the back of your foot, which means that you get a much closer and tight fit, which is what you want for good energy transfer. That brings us to the end of the review. That was just a quick look at the Bauer Supreme 195s. For more information about the skates, visit hockeytutorial.com. And for you guys to get your hands on these skates, visit www.skateattack.co.uk.